right, so I think we're on part 4, and now we're going to pick up what's affectionately known as the Seichin block. As I said, this is a technique that Johnny had me work on over and over and over. I know I've shared this story with many of you in class. Wednesday nights, for whatever reason, there was nobody at the early class. And every night we'd had 4 hours of class, 2 hours of one block, 2 hours another block. For whatever reason, people weren't showing up, except for me. And so for me, I worked on this block for 2 hours every Wednesday. I don't know how long. I still don't think Johnny was happy. But let's go over the block. So the block is going to start with your hands in Seichin position, or it can start in Kamae. I think depending on the kata, but we'll practice learning it in Seichin. So what we're going to do is you're going to scoop with the hand over the rear leg. That's going to scoop. This hand's going to slap. So it doesn't matter whether you're in Kamae, and I think actually in the kata we're in Kamae. You're going to scoop, slap, or extend. Slap, curl, however you want to view it. At the same time you're doing this, you're going to bring the leg up. Now, again, lots of people are practicing this now by moving the leg first. Not the way I was taught it. In fact, this was the most difficult part, is the timing of this. And Johnny would say that you want to feel as though you're picking up a string attached to your foot as you bring it down. So this is going to lift up, this is going to come down. Now the reason I like practicing it this way is because if you're ever going to use this block, and I've used this a lot, especially when I was younger and did a lot more sparring, especially when I was sparring people that I had no business sparring, this block would sometimes save my bacon. And simply because as you're sparring, you can make this motion and cover your center line. And when you're sparring somebody that's so incredibly fast that you tend to feel them hit you before you even see them hit you, having something that covers your center line as much as possible can be a real help. And so it's a very nice defensive technique. So you want to feel that. Different ways of practicing this block. Master Thompson turns his palm out. So it has really a nice sense of the Aikido technique, kaiten nagi, or windmill technique. You get this really nice sense of a windmill. And you can almost feel somebody trying to grab you and you just throwing them, taking their head and tossing them away. Some people practice this more with a sense, almost a Tai Chi sense, where they move into the block and their hands are in this position, and then they can block. That's okay too. If this helps you, I think many of us trained this way for years, with a sense of turning off this block. As you finish this block, you want to feel your fingertips curling, as though you're grabbing on, trying to do pull-ups on door jam, hooking your fingers over something. Not cupping, but feeling that strength in the fingertips. Also, when you finish this block, you want to make sure that the elbow, as supporting of the scooping hand, is in the same plane as the elbow of the hand that's swiping down. You don't want to let your elbow collapse. So when I finish this block, I don't want to have this elbow in like that. The elbow's got to be out here. I'm told that when Kanye Uechi taught this block, he talked about feeling like you got a beach ball here. Well, I think he was meaning a volleyball, but you want to feel that sense of you've got a ball of energy right here in your body as you're doing that. This is not a block that I can really teach you via video. We'll go over in class, but if you are already working on this kata, again, some points to keep in mind. Feel this circle, feel this sense of kaiten, this sense of circularity going on, this sense of windmilling. And that, I think, will help you as much as possible with the block. Make sure your fingertips are in the right position. And when you finish the block, make sure you're in a good position with vis-a-vis this arm, and that this arm is bent slightly. You don't want it straight. You want to feel that slight bend to the arm. Okay? So we do our blocks. We've done our Seichin blocks, pulling back, turning. Now we're going to go forward. This next technique is really kind of a Shomen Hajiki, but I tend to do it with a lot softer energy than Shomen Hajiki. And again, the reason I do that is that's the way Johnny taught it to me, and it makes a lot of sense to me. So we've pivoted, we're in a Seichin Kamae. I'm just going to go through with my hands extending. Again, double nugate position, coming through and extending. with a sense of feeling like you're extending into the throat. Now, again, I tend to do this with a lot of soft energy. When we practice this in the dojo, you can feel hard energy might work sometimes, but it's soft energy is like the slow blade going through easier than the fast blade getting through. So you just want to drive up along the person's center line, driving in. You notice I'm allowing my elbows to collapse because I'm feeling like I have to get through something, a narrow passageway. When I'll come back to finish, when I come back on the kata, I'm going to come back, I'm going to feel like a flower opening. And those are Johnny's exact words to me. Feel like a flower opening. So it's done very softly, not with a lot of tension or a lot of speed. It's just a very soft technique as you're opening. Okay? Then you're going to finish by coming through again into an open stance, elbow strike. This time you're going to pull back and shokin. Now as I do the shokin, I'm going to feel this spinning out here, this twist. I feel my hip pulling the shokin back, this opening, and that hip striking. And I'll do the other side. So this hip now is pulling slightly. This hip's going forward slightly. Shokin. Pull back, elbows in, bow, and finish the kata. Again with this sense of zanshin. If you're having trouble with the kata, all I can say is email me. Hit me up on FaceTime or Messenger. We can go over the kata. Because really, especially this block, is something that I don't think you can teach via video. And I'm not trying to teach you the kata. That's why I'm just going over the components of it. I think those of you that are working on it are working on it, and hopefully this helps. Again, if you've got any feedback for me in terms of what you'd like me to explore more, or anything at all, just send me an email. I'm happy to respond. Look forward to seeing you all again in the dojo. Bye now.